Aries, brace yourself. June 20th, 2025 is no ordinary day. This is the cosmic reset you've been waiting for, the kind of day that splits your timeline in two, before and after. There's a massive astrological convergence unlocking secrets, forcing hidden truths into the light, and giving you the ultimate push into your power. You may not fully see it yet, but something sacred is activating deep within you. If you've been stuck, doubting, or questioning your path, this is your moment of divine confirmation. But it won't come easy. The universe is about to shake you up to wake you up. In this video, we're going to reveal 4 shocking truths that will surface on June 20th. Truths that could change your destiny forever. Stick with me till the end, because the last one will explain exactly why this moment is part of your millionaire timeline. Let's begin. 1. The mask falls off. Who you thought you were is not who you truly are. June 20th, 2025 is not just a date on the calendar. It's a cosmic mirror reflecting back a truth you've been avoiding for years. And the first, most shattering revelation is this: you are not who you think you are. Aries, for so long, you've carried roles, identities, and labels that were never fully yours. Maybe you've been the strong one, the fixer, the provider, or even the outsider. These identities may have protected you or helped you survive, but on this day, the universe sends a lightning bolt through the illusion. Why? Because the sun squares Neptune, a powerful astrological clash between clarity and confusion. Neptune, the planet of illusion, fantasy, and deception, gets challenged by the sun, the planet of ego and identity. This aspect creates a perfect storm to dissolve everything that's false in your life. And when that illusion breaks, it can feel terrifying. You may experience sudden confusion about your purpose, question your relationships, or feel disoriented, like you've been living someone else's life. You'll catch yourself saying, "Why am I exhausted by roles I never asked for? Have I just been performing for others? Who am I beneath all the expectations?" This is not weakness, it's awakening. You see, Aries, you've been operating under old programming, stories written by parents, teachers, lovers, or culture. You've worn masks to fit in, succeed, or protect your heart. But on June 20th, those masks melt. Not because you're broken, but because you're finally ready to see your reflection without distortion. Picture this: your outer shell begins to crack. The paint peels off, the armor falls, and standing there, raw, fierce, unfiltered, is the you that the world was meant to meet all along. This moment might feel vulnerable, but it's sacred. Because with every illusion that falls away, your power returns. Now, here's the key. You may feel a strong, even irrational urge to walk away from certain relationships, projects, or patterns. Something that once felt secure might now feel toxic. A dream you once chased might suddenly feel empty. Honor that instinct. That's your soul saying, "We're not playing that role anymore." Don't fight the unraveling. Don't try to tape the mask back on. This is your cosmic detox. And like any true cleansing, it may get messy before it gets magical. And make no mistake, magic is coming. Because once you shed the false identity, the universe can finally deliver what's meant for the real you. You unlock a new vibrational field. You become magnetic, not just to people, but to abundance, love, purpose, and clarity. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about finally being who you've always been underneath the survival layers. Let's be honest, your highest timeline has been waiting for this moment. It couldn't connect with the masked version of you. But once you remove the filter, the energy becomes clear, sharp, undeniable. So on June 20th, stand still. Watch the old mask fall. Let it shatter. Because what remains isn't empty. It's everything. It's the raw gold of your soul. And only that version of you can walk into the next era with grace, fire, and wealth beyond your imagination. This is not the end of who you were. It's the beginning of who you came here to be. 2. A destiny detour appears. The unexpected path is the right one. Just when you start to feel like you're finally stepping into your truth after shedding those old masks, the universe shifts the terrain beneath your feet. June 20th, 2025 brings with it an astrological power move. A Pluto-Moon alignment that doesn't just nudge you, it practically shoves you off your expected path. But here's the catch. It's not sabotage. It's strategy. This moment will feel like a sudden curveball. You might experience a shocking opportunity that feels too big or too risky to say yes to, a job loss or career twist that forces you to reconsider what you really want. An out-of-nowhere message from someone in your past, reopening a karmic contract, a breakup, a breakthrough, or even a breakdown that shakes your emotional foundation. At first glance, these events will seem like obstacles, destabilizing, inconvenient, even painful. But when Pluto is involved, the pain isn't random. It's purposeful. Pluto is the planet of transformation, death, and rebirth. And when it aligns with the moon, your emotional core, it activates the shadow. Old wounds, buried truths, unfinished cycles. Suddenly, you're staring at a choice that demands you leave behind something comfortable in order to chase something that feels uncertain, yet magnetic. It's terrifying, but that's how you know it's divine. Aries, you're a warrior, but up until now, you've been fighting for survival. This detour, it's not here to destroy you, it's here to upgrade you. You're being asked to shift from reactive energy to aligned energy. Here's what that looks like in real life. You might get rejected from a project you really wanted, only to find out a week later it was built on false promises. You might lose a connection you thought was your forever, and soon after, meet someone who mirrors your soul in ways you never imagined. You might feel like you're stepping off a cliff into fog, but mid-air you'll realize you have wings. The truth is, your higher self already orchestrated this reroute. This isn't a mistake. It's a pre-written pivot point in your soul contract. And while your ego might scream, "This wasn't the plan," your intuition will whisper, "Yes, it was." What's happening on June 20th is similar to a cosmic GPS recalculating your route. You didn't take a wrong turn, you just outgrew the old map. And now you're being redirected to the scenic route, the one with magic, alignment, and actual purpose. But there's a condition. You must let go of the idea that you're in control of every step. You must surrender the false safety of predictability. You must trust the detour, because in that space where nothing seems familiar, you'll find your greatest clarity. You'll start to realize that what looked like loss was actually liberation. That what felt like the wrong turn was actually the shortcut. And that the universe didn't abandon you, it just rerouted you to meet the version of yourself who was already thriving. This is a karmic upgrade in real time. What's next? A life that aligns with your soul's blueprint. New opportunities, deeper love, wealth and purpose that's earned through alignment, not hustle. But you'll only reach it if you stop resisting the redirection. So when June 20th brings the twist, don't freeze, don't retreat. Walk the new path boldly, Aries. Because what's waiting at the end of this detour isn't a dead end, it's destiny. Issue 3, your intuition goes into overdrive. The spiritual realm is whispering. As if the unraveling of your identity and the cosmic detour weren't enough. Something strange and magical starts to happen next. On June 20th, 2025, your intuition goes into hyperdrive. Thanks to a subtle but highly charged Mercury-Uranus sextile, the energetic veil between your conscious mind and your higher self, begins to dissolve. Mercury rules the mind, your thoughts, logic, and communication. Uranus, on the other hand, is the planet of insight, awakening, and divine disruption. When these two celestial bodies align like this, it's like the universe hands you a spiritual earpiece and says, "Now we're connected. Are you listening?" You'll begin to receive signs rapidly. Don't be surprised if you wake up from a dream with a sentence repeating in your head that feels like a message. You glance at the clock and see 11:11, 4:44, or 2:22 multiple times in one day. A random thought hits you like lightning and just feels right, even if it makes no logical sense. You get chills during a conversation, or a song lyric seems to speak directly to what you're going through. These aren't coincidences, they're cosmic whispers. Your soul is sending you data from a higher timeline, fast-tracking you toward decisions that can completely reshape your future. But there's a catch. You have to trust it, even when your logical mind tries to overanalyze or dismiss it. That's the battle you'll feel on June 20th. Logic will want to keep you safe, in the realm of what's known. But your intuition? It wants to lead you into the unknown, where your soul's greatest rewards are hiding. Aries, let's be real. You weren't born to play it safe. You're a sign ruled by Mars, the fearless pioneer of the zodiac. This activation is awakening your inner oracle, your primal, spiritual GPS that doesn't rely on data. It relies on knowing. If you feel an urge to reach out to someone, apply for a position, walk away from a situation, launch a project, or even just pause and listen, these urges are breadcrumbs from your future self. This kind of intuitive clarity doesn't come every day. On June 20th, the frequency of the planet is spiking, making you more receptive than usual to higher guidance. If you're paying attention, you'll notice the synchronicities lining up like runway lights, guiding you exactly where to go. So how do you tap in deeper? Here's a simple practice for June 20th. Intuition activation ritual. Find 10 minutes of silence, turn off distractions, no phone, no noise, just you and the universe. Close your eyes and place your hand over your heart. Take 3 deep breaths. Ask your higher self, what am I being shown that I'm not seeing? Or, what truth do I need to hear to move forward in alignment? Let the answers flow. Journal them. Even if they don't make sense yet, write them anyway. Be on the lookout. Within 24 hours, you'll notice some form of confirmation. A message, a sign, a number, a gut feeling, or a dream. Trust it. Because this energy isn't just random, it's money energy. The ideas, nudges, and clarity you receive today could open doors to aligned wealth, opportunities, or partnerships you never would have pursued otherwise. The biggest millionaires and leaders in the world don't just act on data, they act on intuition. And June 20th is your spiritual training ground to start doing the same. You are being guided, Aries, not someday, not when it's convenient, right now. The question is, will you listen? Because if you do, you may just download the one message that changes everything. Issue 4, the Phoenix moment. You step into the fire and rise. And now, Aries, we arrive at the final and most profound shift of June 20th, 2025, Rebirth. This is the day your inner Phoenix awakens. For weeks, maybe even months, you've been unraveling, breaking down, questioning everything. But it all leads here, to the fire, to the sacred burn, to the moment when you stop holding back and step into the flames, not to be destroyed, but to be reborn. The energy surrounding June 20th isn't just mental, it's energetic, emotional, and deeply transformational. It's the kind of frequency that makes people cry in the shower, scream in the car, or fall to their knees in gratitude or grief, sometimes all at once. And that's exactly what needs to happen. Because the truth doesn't just set you free, it scorches away what kept you caged. You may find yourself unexpectedly emotional on this day, crying without knowing why. Feeling intense anger at past versions of yourself or others. Experiencing waves of grief over time lost, feeling spontaneous joy, almost like relief from a long internal war. That's not instability. That's your soul detoxing. That's the phoenix inside you burning the cage you never realized you were in. This is when it all clicks. The relationships you kept out of guilt? Gone. The career path that felt safe but soulless? Done. The habits that numbed you? Dissolved. The belief that you had to play small to be loved? Burned. You finally realize, I was born for more. And I refuse to forget that ever again. You'll notice the change in the way you speak. There's more truth, more boldness, less apologizing. In the decisions you make, you no longer second-guess your worth. In your aura, you radiate that magnetic, untouchable fire that only comes from people who've been through hell and chosen to rise anyway. This isn't some surface-level glow-up. This is embodiment. This is power returning home to your body. And energetically, this is when the universe takes notice. Because guess who's watching the whole time? Jupiter, the planet of expansion, abundance, and higher purpose. Jupiter is subtly influencing the cosmic sky on June 20th, whispering to those bold enough to rise from the ashes. That financial breakthrough you've been praying for, that aligned opportunity you almost gave up on, they're all on the other side of this fire. But the universe will not hand them to the version of you who still tolerates toxicity, who still doubts their magic, who still pretends to be small to make others comfortable. That version doesn't survive June 20th. Only the Phoenix does. So here's your choice, Aries. You can try to avoid the fire. Pretend it's not happening. Hold on to the familiar, even if it hurts. Or you can walk straight into it, with tears in your eyes and power in your chest, and rise. Because what's waiting on the other side isn't just a better version of your life. It's the real version. The aligned, abundant, purposeful path that your soul has been trying to steer you toward since the day you were born. But only now, only after the mask is gone, the detour accepted, and the whispers heard, can you finally claim it. June 20th, 2025 is not the end of the road. It's the beginning of your ascension. So let it all burn. Let the old fall away. And when the smoke clears, take your first step forward as the phoenix you were always meant to be. Because this is your fire. And from this fire, everything changes. Final message. Your phoenix awakening has arrived, Aries. Let this truth land in your heart. You were never meant to live a small, predictable life. Your soul is wired for magnitude, for courage, for bold decisions, for wild rebirths and impossible comebacks. The stars didn't place you under Mars's fire so you could play it safe. You were born to blaze trails, not follow footsteps. And now, June 20th, 2025, is the moment that calls everything into focus. This is not just a date on your calendar, it's the pivot point in your personal legend. It's the moment the universe steps forward and says, are you ready to remember who you are? Because when you look back on this day, it won't be as just another Thursday. It'll be the day when the old version of you finally collapsed and you didn't chase after it. The detour you feared revealed the doorway you've been praying for. Your intuition rose above logic, and you chose faith over fear. Your pain became sacred fire, and from that fire, the phoenix rose. This is the essence of your path, Aries. Not one of avoidance, but of alchemical transformation. Everything you've gone through, the betrayals, the delays, the false starts, weren't detours. They were initiations. They were the preparation for what your soul always knew was coming. But none of this activates unless you choose it. This isn't about waiting for fate to show up at your doorstep. It's about meeting it halfway. It's about standing tall, scars and all, and declaring, I am no longer available for the small version of my life. So what should you do on June 20th? Speak the truth, even if your voice shakes. Trust the detour, even if it terrifies you. Follow the signs, even if no one else sees them. And above all, step into the fire like the warrior soul you are. Because this fire won't burn you, it will refine you. It will return you to the version of yourself you were always destined to become. And what's waiting on the other side? Not just change, not just healing, but everything you've ever wanted, finally arriving. The love, the wealth, the power, the peace, all of it, yours. If this message hit you deep, if something inside you just woke up, don't leave this moment without anchoring it into reality. Like this video to claim this energy in your timeline. Subscribe because your destiny is just beginning and we're walking this path together. Comment below with "I claim my Phoenix rising" to imprint this moment into your soul and show the universe you're ready. June 20th, 2025. Remember this date. Etch it into your mind. Circle it in red. Prepare for it. Because this is your line in the sand. This is where the old life ends and the legendary one begins.